All right, we are live. Welcome to No Nonsense Market Domination pre-show. I am your host, David Wilson, Business Savage. So welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is our pre-show before our show launch at 3 p.m. Eastern from the capital of the South, Richmond, Virginia. So if you are tuning in for the first time, thank you. Welcome. Welcome to your first time listeners. And if you are here for a returning visit, welcome back. So it's awesome. Today's show, well, the title is Connecting with Confidence, Developing the Savage Mindset. I have no idea what I'm just kidding. I know what I'm going to talk about. It's just kidding. Because I am prepared. A lot of times I'll come up with a title to a show, and this is what I love about live television, live radio, the way my mind works, because things will happen. So let's say I come up with the title of this show on Monday, it's Wednesday, or let's say I come up with the title of the show last week, and now it's Wednesday. A lot of stuff has happened between then and now that may have changed my mind about what I'm going to do on the show. So it's tricky sometimes, because then I have this sometimes a very squirrely mind to say, oh yeah, well, we'll just change the whole topic of the show and do something different. But we're not going to do that. But I am going to add some stuff to this show that I didn't really expect to be in the show. We're about 17 minutes to being live on IBGR radio and live here. So you are seeing, scrolling at the bottom, that you are what you are watching. Let me also put up where to go for podcasts, books, all kinds of stuff like that. You can go to allthingsdavidwilson.com, and you can find all of my stuff, all of my socials, all of my businesses, all of my affiliates, all there. In the post that you're watching the show in, you will see a copy of the show notes, and you'll look for the title, Connecting with Confidence, Developing the Savage Mindset. This is going to be a show. So the last two shows were Networking for Introverts. This is going to be all about the mindset of connecting. So what we have to be thinking, what we have to be doing, our approach to connect, and connecting to people, connecting to businesses, connecting to opportunities, what have you. We're going to do a quick, some quick sound equipment checks. We've got I got the heads up from downtown. We are good to go with our video. So that's good. Video and sound are good. We'll get the go ahead from downtown when we go live on IBGR at 3. And let's do our check is done here. All right, going to do a couple of sound checks. All right, Steve, go ahead. And then we're going to go. Make sure everything's working. I know that's not a shock to you. Yeah, that never gets old. Okay. It might get old, actually. It's probably does get old. It doesn't get old to me, but it's like, where's my quarter? But it's like the whole magic trick thing. It's like the uncle with the magic trick. It's like, hey, hey nephew, what's that behind your ear? What is that? Hey, it's a quarter. But nobody really. All right. Check. Movement there. Check. Okay. Good. All right, I'll be right back. Just doing our checks here. You're getting a glimpse behind the scenes that nobody really gets. I guess you get it every week if you're watching, but it's pretty cool what goes on behind the scenes. At least it's cool. It's cool to us. You know, I work pretty hard putting the show together. Steve works pretty hard keeping everything going during the show. So it's cool. We thank you, Steve. We got a special segment today where we're going to get some feedback from you guys, from the viewers. We're not going to do a whole segment on it, but we put out a question. What would you like to hear more of? What would you like to hear more of? And, you know, we just want to get feedback from you guys. So that's awesome. Let's see. Let's check our comments. Okay. Yeah, got some laughter. So something's right. Something's right. Okay. Right. You see this, ladies and gentlemen? This is what we're all about. So if you can leave here laughing and learning, so edutainment. You are entertained and you are educated. That's all we need. Because me, when I was in school, my best teachers made me laugh and taught me a little something. So that's what I'm trying to do for the business community, for our listeners out there. We are 11 minutes to live. 11 minutes to live. Lighting is good. Beautiful day. And, you know, it coming on early, you know, gives me a little bit of time to reflect a bit. And I always hesitate to come on too early because I don't want to, because I'll end up doing the whole daggone show now, and then just we get to 3 o'clock and it's like, oh, okay, well, we're done. But no, we don't want to do that. That's not the aim. So but I like to, you know, give you a little tickle, a little tease, you know, before 3 o'clock as to what's going to happen. And if I remember to do this, it'll be a good day. If I remember to do this, to talk about just the benefit of having actual business owners doing these shows. So I'm not just a TV star. Okay. I'm also no, that wasn't the joke. See, that wasn't the joke part. So I'm not just a star on radio and TV. I'm also a business owner. And as a business owner, things happen during the week, right? Things happen during the week. You have ups, you have downs, you have left, right, and you have conflicts, you have conversations, and things happen. This is why the show always ends up changing and whatnot. But we at IBGR are going through, not only have gone through, but are going through the same things that you guys go through. Right? The same things, the same challenges, the same stupid phone calls, the same stupid meetings that you go through that you don't feel like going through. And it is crazy. Actually, this was good that happened. Let me take care of that before we go any further. Okay. And it affects you. You know, it affects your performance. But as you can see right now, spotlight is on. Show must go on. And in business, the show must go on. And I will likely repeat that in like 8 minutes. Just like that. The show must go on. But it's true. You know, right now, you know, I am. It's been a very interesting last 7 days, and it's been a lot of impact. We'll just call it we just call it impact. And you know, it's It's the same type of stressors that business own. We're all in the same boat. I guess what I'm trying to say is this is why you should be here. This is why you should be here. This is why you are in the right place. This is why you are in the IBGR community. They'll go to the community, sign up there, get logged in, and join my crew in the community, and we can talk about stuff, and we can network, we can learn from each other. 8 minutes to live, roughly 7.5 minutes to live. Just taking a look at my CTAs here. That's fancy. This is fancy. It's fancy. That's fancy showbiz talk. Don't worry about what it means. It's just stuff that we stars do behind the scenes. It's the CTA. Donna knows what I'm talking about, right? So, and again, the show notes. Every show. Oh, before I talk about the show notes for the second time, I will talk about the podcast. So every radio show is turned into a podcast. So all No Nonsense Market Domination. We're in season 4. Network Like a Savage. Connecting with confidence, developing the savage mindset is today. But if you want to listen to all the episodes from season 4, you can go. If you look in that post, you just you click that link, or you go to wherever you get your podcasts and search for No Nonsense Market Domination. Search for David Wilson, Business Savage, and sign up, subscribe, right? Subscribe there, and you'll be able to get all of listen to all the podcasts whenever you want. Excuse me. You can also download our app. So we have an app, IBGR.Network. Go to Android or go to your Apple Store, download the app, just search for IBGR, and you can listen. Imagine this. This got a rousing ovation. You can have last week. You can have the Business Savage in the palm of your hand. That's right here. Just does it get any better than that? It probably doesn't. Okay. 5 minutes to live. So for those of you who have been here before, we're going to go to Avatar in about 4.5 minutes. When we come back, and that means we're getting ready to go live on IBGR.Network. That's where you listen. So that's going to be live on the radio. And we are currently live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. We're on 2 IBGR channels, Facebook and YouTube. We are on 2 All Things David Wilson channels, Facebook and YouTube. We're also on the Business Savage on Facebook. We're also on Fund You Up, my company Facebook page, broadcasting live. Oh, and we're also on my personal page. So that's awesome. Okay. All right. So we are just about ready to go, I think. Feel free to, please do put your comments in the comment bar on whatever platform you are on. We are going to be talking about in the first segment, what is your theme music? I might as well tell you because it's in the post. What is your theme music? So if you think you know what I'm talking about when I say that, go ahead and put your favorite theme music, your personal theme music, in the chat, and we're gonna talk about that in the first segment. Second segment is something like that. Oh yeah, second segment we're going to talk about your why. So if you want to get ahead of your class and do your homework, ahead of time, you can put your personal theme music and your why. So the why is why you do what you do. Why? What is your motivating factor? Because we're going to talk about the why. We're going to talk about the push-ups that we have to do, because push-ups don't do themselves. So the push-ups are what we do to build up and work ourselves out. Work out to get to our why. So the push-ups is the work. The why is the reason, and then we have our goals. Then we have the goals that we're shooting for. Does that make sense? All right. All right, last check, about a minute to live. And we're going to go to Avatar here, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to change the world. We'll be right back on No Nonsense Market Domination. David Wilson, Business Savvy. See you in just a bit. All right, here we go.
Understanding yourself in the business is it isn't about anything else, because when we understand ourselves, we can then sell ourselves more effectively to people. Which, what does it do, ladies and gents? Yes, it builds trust, it builds reputation, and in turn, it will increase your sales. Now, we're coming to the end of the show. We've got a couple of minutes left, but I want to give a shout out to the guy that's up next. You are going to be listening to Steve Sweeney, the referral guy, and he's talking about how to make referral partner meetings pay off.
What is that about, man?
Listening to IBGR on call sign. Internet, this is Radio Network. Broadcast frequency is our URL, and that's IBGR.Network. You're listening to IBGR on call sign. Internet, this is Radio Network. Broadcast frequency is our URL, and that's IBGR.Network.
Oh, all right. 1 minute to live. Yes.
How big? Up to you. IBGR focuses on the 180 million English-speaking small business owners around the world, four major markets: North America, Australia, Oceania, Union Subcontinent, and United Kingdom, Europe, and Africa. All of these 6-hour cycles are delivered in 6 major themes: strategy, operations, sales, people, fellowship, and consulting. The first 4 tracks: strategy, operations, sales, and people, are day-to-day practical issues, all entrepreneurs.
Check. Savvy.
To the next level. How can an owner working in the business make the transition to an executive of a multi-million-dollar firm by working on it? Our last track, consulting, is for our brothers and sisters with the same mission as IBGR, helping small business owners grow. I bet you didn't know that 57% of everybody on the planet is employed by a small business owner. Let's team up and help business owners increase generational wealth for themselves and their family while creating good jobs in their local community. Our team has over 7 decades of helping them build a business. We have turned those years of successful radio shows and downloadable tools that any entrepreneur, whether you're an independent contractor, consultant, or business owner, can apply immediately. All you have to do is download, listen, apply, and engage.
Let's go.
Current issues in your business. Listen to the show live.
All right.
Or as a podcast. Apply the information.
30 seconds.
Engage us with your experience.
30 seconds to live.
If you really want to maximize the time spent with IBGR, join our community and have access to our toolbox. This just scratches the surface of what you will receive every day at IBGR. The opportunity to grow with us is only limited by your imagination and persistence. Let's grow together and put the world back to work. Thanks for listening.
15 seconds. We shine right in the middle of the week for a reason, because we vibrate with our light and we control every season. Indeed, we all change the world, and you know what your part is. So take my hand. Let's take that one first step, because that one, that's the hardest. Now you ready? You know what to do. Say my name, Savvy. Let's go. Yes, that's lovely. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. It is 3 p.m. Welcome to No Nonsense Market Domination. Here with David Wilson. I am Business Savage. Welcome. Welcome to IBGR.Network. Profit Radio. Come grow with us. It is, as I said, 3 p.m. Broadcasting live from the capital of the South, Richmond, Virginia. And it is a beautiful day to change the world. So welcome, 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 welcome. I want to let me be proper. Button my jacket. So all right. So first, as always, what I want to do is I want to welcome all of our new listeners and new viewers. So new listeners over here on the radio live on IBGR.Network, and new viewers who are here live with us watching. So welcome. Absolutely. Welcome. Welcome. It's great that you're here. Also, the returning listeners on the radio and returning viewers who are here with us on IBGR and on No Nonsense Market Domination, also welcome. It's great. So thank you for that. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. I mean, we'd probably still have a show, it's just nobody would be watching or listening to the show. Okay. Let's see. Oh, sorry. And in studio, our in-studio engineer helping out. In-studio engineer, in-studio helper, in-studio do-it-all, know-it-all. Steve Namin Eufemi. Steve is behind the scenes, hates being on camera. Hates being on camera. Probably a good thing he's not on camera. They always used to tell him he's got a great face for radio. So, okay. I'm just kidding. Never heckle the guy. I have the mic, Steve. Anyway. All right. Awesome. So welcome. Let's get down to some business. Name of today's show. So we are in season 4, Network Like a Savage. And the title today is Connecting with Confidence, Developing the Savage Mindset. Over the past 2 weeks prior, we've been doing a series, networking for introverts. This kind of ties into that, because what we're going to talk about today is the mindset of really the mindset and the confidence of networking, of connecting, of doing the things we need to do to build our business, to build our businesses. When I first came up with this with this title, I think I had something different in mind. We're going to take a bit of a broader stroke, and we're going to talk a little bit about networking. We're going to talk a little bit about connecting, but it's the mindset that we need to connect ourselves to the opportunities that we need to move our businesses forward. Before we get started, got some studio business. Let's see. One of the things, and I don't think I should take all of the credit for this. I should probably take some of the credit. So mild, just baby applause, right? But I know, like when I was growing up and when I was coming up, I used to listen to the radio as I was working. As I became an adult, moved through the workforce, what have you, I would have the radio on in the background and listen to stuff and pick up stuff, and I would hear stuff, and I would always hear the right stuff. IBGR.Network is great for that. It's great for that. And keep us on in the background while you're working. So what better way to learn, to grow your business, to hear little tidbits throughout the day by then keeping us on in the background. So that is a great way to learn and grow. Also, we have an app. So if you don't have our app, make sure you download it. Go to your pick up your favorite phone. You have two options. So it's either going to be an Android or an Apple phone, and go to the store and search for IBGR. So go to IBGR and download the app, and you can listen to. You can walk around. This got them last week. You could walk around with the Business Savage in the palm of your hand. Right? Come on, that sells. That sells. Everybody knows that. All right. Let's pick up. We have a show to do. Enough of this nonsense. Okay. Theme music. So the first segment we're going to, and this all ties into confidence, right? Is this right? Oh, there it is. What is your theme music? Right. So what is your theme music? The concept of theme music was introduced to me probably about 20 something years ago. And it's just because we always have, I cite a lady by the name of Susan Jeffers a lot. Susan Jeffers has, she died some years ago, and she wrote a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. It's still available. I believe the website is still up. And I learned a lot from that book. It was a really easy read. In that book, she talks about a chatterbox. The chatterbox is what we say to ourselves. What we say to ourselves is true, right? What we say to ourselves is true. It doesn't matter what it is, but what we say to ourselves is true, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. And I kind of spun that into, not only are we hearing what we're saying to ourselves, positive or negative, but what if we could also play music? So, the music that gets you excited, the music that gets you, just kind of amped up, right? Get you going. So what I was asking for folks to do in the chat is put in some of your, if you have a theme song, a theme music. So how does this help? Why does this help? What I found whenever I've been coaching on confidence and motivation and whatnot, and even for myself in business, I do this before the show as well. So I'm saying positive things to myself before the show. I'm playing my favorite theme music to myself before the show, and it gets me going. And it's just a way to stay positive. It's just a way to stay positive and motivate yourself, get yourself ready. It's no different. It's like, so WWE, it's just like wrestling. You have your entrance music. So now, especially as an introvert, when you're walking into the room, you play your cool music, and we all have it. It's that cool music that's relative to kind of when you came up, maybe high school, something like that, and something like this. No, wait, no, this is not the music. No, this is like 90s something or other. Cut, Steve. Okay, so. That was not my theme music. Okay. Steve thought that was pretty funny to play, but that was not my theme music. But you get the idea. You get the idea that, okay, I need some theme music that will get me going and get me to that next point in my day, get me to the next point in my week, get me to the next point. And we should be playing that every day, right? We should be playing that every day. Let me make sure, because we're about to go to break. So we're going to go to break in about 45 seconds. And we're going to start talking about the why. So that was just a little pointer, little takeaway about confidence. But what really about confidence, building confidence and being confident. But we're going to tie that now in the next segment, tie that into our goals. And for our goals, to achieve our goals, we need a why. So why are we doing what we're doing? What is the point of doing it. And we have to identify that why. So when we come back from commercial, that's what we're going to do. And we will move forward and get to our push-ups. See you when we get back. Savvy. And get to our push-ups. All right. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Hang on a second. Tried a couple of new things here, and we are going to undo a couple of things. All right. So not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, good. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the comments. We're going to get into our why in the next segment and how our why controls the push-ups we do. So we'll identify push-ups when we get back from the break. Let's see. There. All right, so that segment wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. I do want to talk a little bit about. I may not get to it during the show because it kind of doesn't fit in. But what I mentioned earlier during the pre-show was maybe I'll do that at the top of this segment, just so I don't forget. So I think it's pretty important. So we'll talk about that coming up next. We're going to go live in about 45 seconds.
Innovative ideas, creative content, and strategic communication that gets maximum results.
All right, 30 seconds to live. All right. About 10 seconds to live. All right, welcome back. No Nonsense Market Domination here with David Wilson, the Business Savage. Welcome back to IBGR.Network. Profit Radio, come grow with us. So we are the place to be if you are an entrepreneur. Doesn't matter what stage of business you're in, from pre-startup, pre-revenue, to startup, to growth, to hockey stick growth, to explosive growth, to sale. We can help you in every stage. So welcome back again. One point I wanted to make, and it kind of ties into the benefit of being here at IBGR with all of the on-air talent. So I have the privilege of sharing time and sharing space with a myriad of different professionals in different areas with different expertises and different experiences, and we all come together to help the entrepreneurial community. So we definitely it's a privilege to be able to do that. The point I wanted to make, though, and I was thinking, I spoke about this during the pre-show, which is broadcast here live, so visually, not on the radio. We were talking about that we go through the same stuff you guys go through. So we all have businesses as well. We're all running businesses. Some of us are running multiple businesses, and we all have challenges that we face every week. We all have stressors that we face every day, and we know what it's like. We understand what it's like to in a time like this. So I might have had like the worst call in the history of my business right before the show, or the best call in the history of my business right before the show. And in either case, the show must go on. The spotlight is on and we got to go. My point is that we all know what that's like. And that's one of the many benefits we bring to the table here to the folks who are listening and watching and who join us in the IBGR community. So make sure you connect with us, reach out to us. We are here to we're here to help. We're here to help you. And I'm a big believer in when connections are made, you may help us. So we're all here to help each other and make the world a better place, the business world a better place. So thank you very much. All right. Let's get down to the brass tacks of it. I think that's a thing, right? The brass tacks. Your why controls your push-ups. So when we're talking about mindset, these next three segments really flow in order, because we're going to talk about the why, we're going to talk about the push-ups, and then we're going to talk about the major benefit that we offer. You hear this all the time about, you're going to start your business. Oh, you're going to start this new endeavor. Oh, what's your why? Okay, so here are some whys. There are some whys out there. One why, and I think a lot of us tap into one of these. This one in particular. Pretty easily, and that's a monetary why. I want to make six figures. Okay, is there anything wrong with that? No, that's a why. That's definitely a why. No, didn't even deserve applause, right? So that's a why. Okay, so you want to make six figures. Some other whys are family driven. So I want to be able to take my family on a vacation. I want the satisfaction of being successful. I want to feel good when I get to the top. So these are all whys that we hear all the time from people looking to start a business. So if you have a why and you want to share it, go ahead and type it in the chat if you're watching me on the Buck or the Tube or on Periscope. If you can, you may not be able to do it on Periscope, but definitely on Facebook and YouTube. And it doesn't really matter what your why is. It doesn't matter what your why is. And this is all going to make sense when we tie it into mindset, because I think a misconception is that if our mindset is right, that's the driver of our success. But that's just one piece of it. Our mindset has to be right, but that why has to be strong enough. It has to be strong enough. So there's a difference between I want to lose 30 pounds, or I want to lose 30 pounds in 3 months before my reunion because the girlfriend I used to go with in high school, and she treated me like crap, and I want to show her that I'm 30 pounds lighter. I mean, there's big difference between those two, right? One arguably is going to be stronger than the other. So it's very important when we're talking about our why, that it's strong enough. It's strong enough. And once we get to that why, so that then we begin to set our goals. So I put together I use something called a SMART goal. So SMART goals. I did not come up with this. I don't know who came up with it, but SMART goals have been around for some time, and it's just a way to formulate your goal. I have a SMART goals worksheet that I will and I can give to you guys. So if you go to the community on IBGR, go ahead and find me in the community. So join my group and just message me and say I want the SMART goals worksheet, and I'll send it to you, and we can work on setting these SMART goals. And it's just a way to measure the specificity, something that is attached to time, and the proper way to set a goal. And it ties in, the why is tied into setting these goals. So now we have our why and we have our goal, and then we have like the meat on the sandwich, right? And the meat on the sandwich is something that I call the push-ups. So the push-ups are what you do to get to, so your why drives your push-ups, and it helps you get to your desired goal. So when we start a business, we come up with a why as to why we start the business. We set a goal of, let's use that monetary goal. I want to make $135,000 in my first year of business, and then the push-ups. So the push-ups would be, finding new business, making sales, driving business, creating revenue, and doing all of those things. What things are necessary to generate that revenue? So, the hustle, if you will, the hustle, if you will. What ends up happening a lot of times is you have your goal clearly written out, and you have your why clearly defined. Yet there are days you find yourself, then the feelings start kicking in. Oh, well, you're not motivated to take action. You don't feel like taking action. Today it's snowing. Today it's raining. It's too cold. It's too hot. I'm afraid. I don't want to be rejected. I don't want to. And so all of these things start chattering and creeping in. And sometimes we lose that initial excitement that came after, during, before setting the goal and coming up with our why. When we come back from the break, and we're coming back in we'll go to break in about 30 seconds. We're going to talk about how to combat that. So what really happens to our mindset where it seems like we have everything in place? We have everything in place. We have everything ready to go. And when it comes to picking up that phone, we don't want to pick up the phone. When it comes to sending that email, we don't want to send the email. We won't send the email. We won't go to the event. We won't send out that card. We won't knock on that door. And why is that? Well, when we come back, we will talk about why that is. in segment number 3. So we will see you on IBGR.Network, No Nonsense Market Domination with David Wilson, Business Savage. See you in a little bit. Savage. All right. Second segment is over with. All right. So now we are going to talk about, we're gonna do our shift. So every show we do something that's called a savvy shift, and that is hang on one second. All right. So, gosh, I lost my train of thought. Sorry about that, guys. I think I was saying, oh yeah, and we were talking about the savvy shift. Okay, so the savvy shift that we're going to talk about in the third segment is going to be why we don't do all of this stuff. And I think there's a simple reason. There's a very simple reason, and we're gonna touch upon it in that third segment. It's simpler than you think. It may not be an easy fix, but it is a simple fix. Where's my call sign? Okay, here we go. All right, so we will be going live in about a minute. Minute to live.
See how much we can get for you to make your business the best it can be.
All right, 30 seconds to live. All right, welcome back, David Wilson, Business Savage. Welcome back to No Nonsense Market Domination Radio Show here on IBGR.Network. Profit Radio, come grow with us. The place to be if you are an entrepreneur, no matter what stage of business you are in. We can help you achieve your goal and get to where you want to be. Again, we are broadcasting live from the capital of the South, Richmond, Virginia, USA. So welcome back. Season 4, Network Like a Savage. Network Like a Savage. And we're talking about mindset today. We're talking about mindset on this show. Before we dive back into our savvy shift, so that's the segment of the show where we talk about that mindset shift that is necessary to be successful. It's necessary to go to that next level. I want to remind you that you have that we at IBGR have a welcome gift that is waiting for you in the community. So if you join the community, you get access to a complete 6-volume set of business growth strategies ebooks. Just remember that they are only as useful as the understanding of the reader. Become a member of our community. You also get access to the ebook authors. So successful business owners and IBGR on-air talent who are waiting to help you grow your business. So that's just what we were talking about. So that's us, right? So join our community, get your free gift, come on board, and we are ready to help you. We also have mentoring groups. So when you join the community, you will be placed into our community, and you'll be able to join mentoring groups. So mentoring groups where you can learn from the experts. Mentoring groups in various fields: sales, marketing, tech, operations, uh, finance, accounting, anything that you can think of, and we'll be able to help you in our mentoring groups. So make sure you check out the community on IBGR.community. IBGR.community. Okay. All right. So now the savvy shift. The savvy shift for this week. We often are faced. So we talked in the last segment about not doing the push-ups. So we have this awesome goal set for our new endeavor, and we have this why, and we have this why ready to go. What's your why? Oh, because I want to be famous. I want to make more money than I ever wanted to make. Oh, I want to. It doesn't matter what that why is. The why is going to be tied to our goal. So then, if all that is done, how come we still are having such a hard time? Forget about achieving the goal. So we're focused too much, I think, on the actual goal itself, but it's the push-ups to get to the goal. Because I believe if you take enough positive action towards your goal, consistent positive action towards your goal, you're gonna get to your goal. You're gonna get to your goal, and it's your why that drives your push-ups. So if you find yourself in a situation where you have your business set up, your business idea is ready to go, you've made the decision, maybe you were reduced in force, maybe you were laid off from, that's like this is a reduction in force. Hey, we hate to break that. No, it's a layoff. It's a layoff. So let's not. You have to sugarcoat it. I got laid off. I didn't get reduced in force. I got laid off. So if you get, it's not funny to get laid off, but it's better than being fired. The last job I had, I was fired. So, but sometimes my point is that sometimes we are put into a position and we don't have any control over why we got there. So we come up with this idea, we make a decision. Sometimes other people make the decision for us, right? And we come up with the why. So sometimes we get our why, we get our goals, and then we find that we're not making any progress toward our goals because we have push-ups that we are just not willing to do. So here's the shift. Okay, ready? Here is the savvy shift. And it has everything to do with your why. If you're not taking action towards your goal on a regular basis, your why is not strong enough. It's not important enough to you. It's not strong enough. It doesn't mean enough to you. Right? So I want to make $135,000 from my business. But I'm not doing anything this week. I ain't working this week, because this is big game week, or I'm not, then your why is not strong enough. It's your why, it's the strength of your why that makes you get up at 4:30. when you could be getting up at 7. It's the strength of your why that that makes you do things you don't necessarily want to do because but you know that they're going to get you to where you want to be. And the strength of your why is what makes you do your push-ups. Well, see, what happens a lot of times is, we have this notion where when this happens, and we set our goal, we have our why, then things don't happen, and then we stop and we just say, you know what? It's really the push-ups fault, right? It's the push-ups fault. So it's not the climate to make calls. I don't want to reach out to people on LinkedIn. I don't want all this stuff. I teach you here, and we've talked about it in season 4. We talked about it in season 3. If you go back to the podcast and subscribe, listen to old shows, we talk about that. We talk about how to connect, how to network, how to form a benefit, figure out what your benefit is, and we do all that. So if you don't want to do that, and when you don't, we take a step back and we look around and we start blaming everything. We start blaming everything but the fact that, our why just wasn't strong enough. Because at the end of the day, if your why is strong enough, you'll find a way. You'll find a way. And that's the mindset. So I believe, with this shift, a lot of us are in positions where we are, and it doesn't matter what stage of business you're in. Can the why change? The why can change. Yeah. Why you started your business might not be why you stay in business. The why you stay in business might not be why you grow. You grow your business or pursue a competitor. And why you sell your business, why you're in business to sell it, is going to be different than maybe why you got in business to start it and why you started your business. So they always change, but we should always be constantly looking to tweak our why, because the why is the driver of the action. There's a big difference between wanting to make $135,000 just for some random reason, maybe. So let's say we just picked $135,000 out of the air, and that's what I want to make, versus I need to make $135,000 because I have $135,000 worth of bills, and if I don't pay them, I'm going to starve. I'm going to be homeless, and I'm not going to have a car. Right? There's a big difference between those two whys, and I believe we all do things that are amazing when it seems like we can't do them, but the why is strong enough. There are people that lift incredible amounts of weight to save a child. There are people who do incredible things to save a family. I'm not suggesting that we put ourselves in these situations, to create this type of urgency, but I think that if we really put the time in on the front end to identify a strong enough why, then that's going to be what's going to carry us through. That's going to carry us through to on through towards our goals. Simple as that. And that's so that's our shift. When we come back from the break, we'll go to break in about 30 seconds. This is going to be another mindset thing that we're talking about. and it has everything to do with, so it's kind of the what we're putting into how we're doing what we're doing. So how are we connecting? How are we networking? How we're doing what we're doing, and we talk about them all the time. So we'll see you on the other side. Savage. Okay. All right, we're getting ready to go into segment 4. In segment 3, one of the things, I'll rehash this when we come back on. I didn't talk enough about the fears that kind of creep in when we don't end up doing our push-ups. So I'll touch on that in the beginning of the segment. And what you'll hear in this last piece ties everything into to our mindset. And so we'll just kind of wrap all the mindset stuff up with these two things. So you've heard them before. I'm not going to give them to you now. I'll give them to you when we come back. We will be back live in about a minute, right? A minute and a half.
Is your CRM making your business grow? When surveyed, about 90% of business leaders admit that their CRM is the most common cause for that. Salespeople don't use their CRM.
All right, definitely keep the comments coming. We appreciate those.
Well, it takes them too much time and discipline to fill out your CRM completely.
Definitely, we appreciate everybody who was out there watching today, who is joining us live, and we also appreciate those, even though you can't hear my appreciation because I'm not on the radio right now. But we appreciate everybody who is listening live on IBGR.Network on the radio. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you for walking with me on this journey. And we'll go ahead and wrap up in about 30 seconds. 30 seconds to live.
Want to see this for yourself? Head to salesforce.com to get your free trial.
All right. It's a self-esteem check. All right. Thank you. Welcome back, David Wilson, Business Savage. Welcome back to No Nonsense Market Domination here on IBGR.Network, Profit Radio. Come grow with us. You are listening to Season 4, Network Like a Savage. Here on No Nonsense Market Domination. Connecting with confidence, developing a savage mindset. So developing a savage mindset is just kind of a play in on the business savage. It sounds like, oh yeah, you just got to go out and make it happen, and you got to go out, and it's really a lot simpler than that. So it's a lot simpler than that. Because once we do these two things, then everything else just kind of falls into place and makes things a little bit easier for us and a lot more fun for us. when we talk about, we have to know, it's very important for us to know why. We talked about that earlier, why we're doing what we're doing, but also what the benefit is of why we're doing it. So if you are a software developer, maybe your benefit is probably not the software that you make, that you code. Your benefit is the time you return. Let's say it's business software. The time you return to the business owner to allow him or her to spend with their loved ones, right? So that's a great benefit that you provide. One of the things we sometimes forget when we're growing our businesses, and I think it's easy for us to forget as business owners. I do it myself. Sometimes we get so tuned in to the product that we offer, the features of the product, and we don't focus enough on the benefits that we are actually providing to our end user. And this is when it gets really, really really easy once we identify our benefit. So take the time to put in the time necessary, however long it takes, to figure out what that benefit is, and then just focus on these two things. Focus on these two things that you want to keep in the front of your mind at all times. The first is give. So you want to constantly be thinking about giving your benefit. So, and that's the mindset. The mindset is you're giving. So when go back to the third segment and the reasons we don't do our push-ups. A lot of times fear kicks in, the different fears, fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of success, and that's because we're focused on the results. We're focused instead of focusing on the action itself. And a lot of times I'll hear, oh, well, I don't want to come across as being somebody who's selling something. I don't want to come across as being pushy. I don't want to come across as being something, fill in the blank. And that something is becomes a justifiable reason to not take action. Justifiable reason to not take action. So I guess this is like another savvy shift, right? So that's two savvy shifts in the same show. I know. So the first two things you want to keep in the front of your mind. The first is give. So if you are giving, you can't be rejected. Simple as that. If you're giving, you cannot be rejected. Now I've got lots of stories that I can tell, but I'm not allowed to tell them because I've told them in previous shows. But certainly if you have a giving spirit, you will not be rejected. The second thing you want to keep in the front of your mind is, I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help. So I don't care. So now we can now apply give, and I'm just trying to help to anything. So if you are starting a couple different scenarios. So if you're brand new to business right now, and let's say you're pre-revenue, no employees, it's just you. Well, come on, Savvy, what am I giving? Well, we'll figure that out. So what do you do? Let's say you're a cleaning service. So you're cleaning someone's building. You don't have any customers yet, and you don't have any employees. what you're trying to do is you are giving the benefit of time. So maybe you're giving that business owner the time back, their time back to spend on their business. And or you're making their place of business cleaner, safer during COVID. So safer so that employees and or customers can come to the building. So if you knock on the door and you're looking to sell something, hey, I'm David Wilson from David Wilson's Cleaning, and I want to sell you cleaning, is going to be the wrong approach. So that mindset might suggest that we can be rejected. But if you're just trying to give, hey, I'm new in business and I'd like to try to make your building safer for your customers, and I want to help you get more time so that you can focus on growing your business and focus on the shifts you need to make during COVID. Now, when it doesn't matter what you hear. So you may hear, oh, yes, that's great. I'd like to tell me more. Or, no, I'm really not interested. In either case, you're giving, hey, I'm just trying to help. Does that make sense? I'm just trying to help. And that's the mindset for a more mature business who has a better established benefit. So we use my company, Fund You Up. So at Fund You Up, we help small, mid-sized businesses get funding, both secured and unsecured, when traditional bank financing is not available. So a lot of times I'm talking to a business owner who I may not know if they need funding. So I know these are tough times. You know, we've helped folks in your space, in your industry recently. And I was reaching out to you to see if you need any additional funding. Maybe you didn't get PPP, maybe you didn't get any type of relief loan, and we're here to help if you need us. No, we're not interested. Okay, just trying to help. Just trying to help. Or other referral source, we are marketing to business bankers. So you go to a business banker. Hey, we want to be able to give you, Mr., Ms. Business Banker, an opportunity to turn a no. So telling a client no because you can't fund them because they don't qualify for a loan at your bank, you turn that into a no but. We have another option that may be a good fit for you, that may help them get the funding they need. Nah, not interested. Okay. All right, not interested. No problem. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help. And that's it. Or I am interested. And we move forward. Thank you, Brandon. Welcome. Appreciate that. That's it. That's the mindset. Give. I'm just trying to help. Give. And I'm just trying to help. Got it? It's that simple. Now go back to the what we spoke about in segment 3, the push-ups. Now you can see, as we tie all this up in a little bitty bow, how this all works. So now when we give, and we're just trying to help, so we're looking for new business, we are looking for new opportunities, the push-ups are easy. The push-ups are easy because there is no rejection. There is no there shouldn't be any fear, because we're just giving and trying to help. And it's that simple. It's that simple. So awesome, guys. There it is. You got you walked away with 2 savvy shifts in the same show. It has been a pleasure to hear you and see you. I mean, you're actually hearing me and seeing me, right? But it's been a pleasure to be on with you visually and audibly on IBGR.Network and all of our platforms and on all things David Wilson platforms. So thank you very much. We certainly appreciate you. We certainly appreciate being with you. And we will see you next week. Same time, same place. Thank you very much, everyone. Savvy. All right. Well, and scene. That's a wrap. Okay. Well, that's another one in the books. Thank you, everyone who jumped on. Brandon, I appreciate it. IBGR. Of course, I appreciate you guys. Donna, I appreciate you for being there. Let me go ahead and completely disconnect from downtown. I think that was that show felt good. I think we got some good information out. Maybe do that show a little differently next time. One of the I'll leave you with maybe even another savvy shift. Well, this is probably more like a nugget. One of the things I like to do every day at the end of the day is I look back at all of the stuff that I did that day, and I reflect. It's self-reflection. It's something that I learned to do when I was in my 20s. So that was like last year, something like that. And so I sit down with myself and I take an honest assessment of what happened during the day. What did I do well? What could I have done better? What went well? What didn't go so well? And I figure out how to make it better. So that's why I said so with this show. I put so much into everything that I do. I'm not a perfectionist like I used to be. I call it the asymptotic pursuit of perfection. So we can't be perfect. We can't ever be perfect, but it's an asymptote, and it approaches zero but never hits zero. So it approaches perfection but never hits perfection. It's just constantly. Tony Robbins calls it CANI, constant and never-ending improvement, right? So it's similar to that, but I figured I'd come up with my own thing so that I wouldn't steal his. Right? So as business owners, I think it's important to not only honestly reflect, but be willing to do it. Because a lot of times we don't want to do that because we think, I don't know. I'll speak for myself. Maybe I don't think that I used to not think that I needed to do that because everything I do is right, and I don't know. But I have found as I've gotten older and more mature in business, and it transcends business. It goes into family life. It goes into relationships. It goes into decisions. Goes into everything. Where I take an honest look back and see, hey, what could I have done better? What could I have done differently? And not always just to get a better result or to get a different result, but could be to get the same result a different way, right? And that's important too. So I just want to share that with you about reflection. I appreciate you guys jumping on. I appreciate you watching. Our listenership and viewership is increasing So, and that's because of you guys. So I very much appreciate you. Remember, you can stay in contact with me at allthingsdavidwilson.com. That's below. Scrolling. It's been scrolling for like an hour and a half. right at the bottom of the screen. I am. It's been a long. It's Wednesday, and if you see, I was just about to say, like, oh, it's Friday. No, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, dog, and it's not. It has been a long, trying week so far. But we were able to change the world on IBGR. We were able to get the information out to the business owners. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to all the socials and what have you. Thank you very much for being here with me. And we'll see you next time, next week. Next week's show is, I have no idea. So I don't know next, but I will let you know. So thank you very much. David Wilson, No Nonsense Market Domination, Business Savage here on IBGR.Network. Thank you very much. Have a marvelous day.